In the chilling depths of ancient Rome, a single message, if it could have traveled at the speed of light, would have reached the furthest corners of the empire, from Britannia's cold shores to Egypt's sun-baked sands, in less than 30 milliseconds. That's faster than a human blink. Now, imagine if that instantaneous communication wasn't just a fantasy, but a pervasive reality in the world of emperors, gladiators, but legions. The very fabric of history would have unraveled and rewoven itself into something terrifyingly familiar, yet utterly alien. Picture it. The year is 120 AD. Emperor Hadrian rules an empire at its zenith, spanning millions of square miles, connected not by slow, laborious couriers, but by an intricate web of digital signals. This isn't just about sending messages faster. It's about the fundamental rewiring of human society, politics, and power. The Roman Republic, and later the Empire, relied heavily on sophisticated infrastructure, from their legendary road networks to the cursus publicus, the state-run postal service. But even the fastest imperial messenger, riding a swift horse, might only cover 50 to 100 miles a day, meaning news from Alexandria could take weeks to reach Rome. With the internet, that delay collapses into nothingness. The first, most immediate impact would be on governance. Imagine Hadrian not receiving reports days or weeks old, but seeing real-time updates from every province. Revolts in Judea? News would flash across his digital interface as they erupted, allowing for immediate military response. According to historical analyses, a significant challenge for Roman emperors was managing distant provinces and preventing secessionist movements, often due to delayed intelligence. Potter, D. S. 2014. The Roman Empire at Bay, AD 180 to 395. Routledge. With instant communication, the empire's cohesion could be terrifyingly strong. Orders from Rome could be disseminated to legions across 3 continents simultaneously, enforcing an unprecedented level of central control. This isn't just efficiency. It's an absolute consolidation of power, a surveillance state built on silicon and copper rather than spies and scribes. But the internet isn't a one-way street. What if the Roman populace gained a voice? In our own history, the Roman plebs could voice their discontent in the forum. But their reach was limited. With an ancient Roman internet, perhaps a platform akin to a social media network emerges. Imagine a forum net, where citizens could instantly share grievances about a corrupt senator or a famine in their region. This could lead to swift, organized protests, potentially even digital revolutions. While the Roman state was adept at suppressing dissent, a digitally unified populace presents an entirely new challenge. The very concept of bread and circuses, to appease the masses, might evolve into a sophisticated program of digital distraction and propaganda. The implications for trade and economy are equally unsettling. Roman commerce, though extensive, was inherently slow and risky. Goods moved along sea lanes and roads, vulnerable to piracy and bandits. Financial transactions like bills of exchange traveled physically. If the internet existed, a globalized Roman economy would flourish beyond anything we understand. Merchants in Antioch could check real-time prices for grain in Ostia, and speculators could buy and sell commodities across the empire with unprecedented speed. This could lead to immense wealth concentration in the hands of a few savvy digital traders, potentially exacerbating social stratification and creating an ultra-rich elite distinct from the traditional landed aristocracy. According to research by scholars like Temin, P. 2013, The Roman Market Economy, Princeton University Press, the limitations of information flow were a key constraint on market efficiency in antiquity. Remove those limits, and the market becomes a beast unbound. Consider the role of knowledge. The Great Library of Alexandria, a beacon of ancient learning, contained hundreds of thousands of scrolls. Yet, accessing its knowledge required physical presence. And copying texts was a painstakingly slow process. An ancient Roman internet would effectively create a world-wide web of knowledge. Scholars across the empire could share texts, debate ideas, and collaborate on research, accelerating intellectual development exponentially. But this also brings the terrifying prospect of information control. Imagine an emperor, or a powerful cabal, censoring dissenting philosophies or rewriting history for a digitally connected populace. The truth could be manufactured and disseminated instantaneously, shaping public opinion on a scale previously unimaginable. The very concept of a universal Roman history could become an easily manipulated narrative. Military strategy would undergo a radical transformation, moving beyond the tactical brilliance of generals like Caesar or Scipio. Real-time battlefield intelligence, satellite-like imaging, perhaps through an anachronistic Roman drone program, and coordinated troop movements would redefine warfare. A legion in Parthia could receive instant reinforcements, guided by real-time data from scouts hundreds of miles away. The element of surprise, a cornerstone of ancient combat, would be severely diminished, replaced by a hyper-aware, hyper-responsive fighting force. The legendary efficiency of the Roman war machine would reach a truly terrifying pinnacle, making their empire virtually unconquerable by traditional means. Historians like Goldsworthy, A. 2003, The Complete Roman Army, Thames Hudson, emphasized the importance of logistics and communication in Roman military success. An internet would amplify this 100-fold, making them an unstoppable force. However, such a system would also introduce new vulnerabilities. Cybersecurity, a modern concern, would become a Roman nightmare. Imagine hostile factions or rival empires attempting to hack the Roman network, disrupting communications, spreading misinformation, or even manipulating critical infrastructure. The empire's vast digital nervous system could become its Achilles heel. A single, well-placed digital attack could cripple their economy, sow discord among legions, or even shut down vital services. The very power that bound the empire together could also be used to tear it apart from within, leading to unprecedented forms of asymmetric warfare. The social fabric of Rome would mutate in profound ways. Personal relationships, traditionally forged in close-knit communities, might become more diffuse. Imagine Romans communicating via digital tablets, sharing personal updates, arranging social gatherings, and even conducting romantic courtships online. While the patron-client system, a cornerstone of Roman society, might initially adapt, the fundamental shift in communication could empower individuals, blurring traditional hierarchical lines. Would a plebeian dare to tweet criticism at a powerful patrician, knowing the whole empire could see it? This digital disruption could either democratize social interaction or, conversely, create new forms of digital hierarchy and exclusion, based on access and influence. Even the spread of religion could be fundamentally altered. Early Christianity, for instance, spread largely through word of mouth and the slow circulation of handwritten letters and gospels. With an internet, religious movements could gain global traction almost overnight. Imagine apostles streaming their sermons to thousands, or persecutions being digitally recorded and shared, sparking outrage and accelerating conversion. Conversely, imperial efforts to suppress nascent religions could be vastly more effective, allowing for swift identification and containment of heresies. The internet would become a battleground for beliefs, a digital marketplace of spiritual ideas, for good or ill. Sociological studies on information dissemination, even in modern contexts, confirm that the speed and reach of communication drastically alter social movements and religious propagation. Castells, M. 2010. The Power of Identity, 2nd edition. Wiley Blackwell. The most chilling prospect, perhaps, is the loss of privacy. In an internet-connected Rome, every citizen's life could be digitally documented. Census data, tax records, judicial proceedings, even personal correspondence, all potentially logged and accessible. The Roman state, already adept at bureaucracy, could evolve into an omnipresent surveillance apparatus. Dissidents would be easily identified, movements tracked, and public opinion meticulously monitored and molded. The promise of instant information could become the nightmare of absolute control. where every aspect of life is catalogued and curated by the powerful. This isn't just Roman authoritarianism. It's a terrifying premonition of a fully digital panopticon, centuries ahead of its time. Ultimately, an ancient Rome with the internet is a paradox, a society both utterly recognizable in its human ambition and terrifyingly alien in its capabilities. The pursuit of power, knowledge, and connection remains, and the tools wielded would grant an unprecedented scale to every human endeavor. It's a thought experiment that forces us to confront not just how technology changes us, but how it reveals the fundamental, unchanging drives of our species. The internet would not just change Rome, it would amplify it, revealing both its greatest glories and its darkest impulses on a global, instantaneous stage. A connected Rome would be an unstoppable force, a truly eternal empire, for better or for worse, locked in a digital embrace that transcends time.